My ace boom coons, what is up? Today is January 11th, 2025. And thank God that we're alive. Yes, today's video is going to be dedicated to addiction recovery, to nature, to the mind, the power of the mind, the brain, and all this. I'll probably throw in some spiritual stuff in there that's going on around the world, man. If you are not preparing yourself, please do so. Please begin, because there is some freaky, fascinating things going on, and you know it. You might be scratching your head, what the hell is going on, and so am I. But God is becoming realer, man. Everything is becoming clear. Hey guys, today I am 22 days sober. Celebrate with me. Please leave your comments below. If you are struggling with any addiction, share your story, because it is so empowering. It will be liberating. It will take a whole lot of weight off of you guys. Anyway, please comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Come on, we need this. We can help each other out. Altruism is the key. Guys, let's keep it real. And if you're keeping it real, keep it realer. God bless you. Let's go.
I have not had a drink of alcohol in 2.5 years. And it was something that I realized just did not serve me in my life. And when you are stuck in a pattern, or if you are going through things and you not only admit them out loud, but you force yourself to say, I'm willing to make big changes. I think we all think we're very weak when we don't make those changes. That inner dialogue proves to us, you're not capable of change. You are weak. You're staying stuck. And when you break that cycle, the empowerment that comes out of it that says, I'm not weak. I'm actually strong. I've proven to myself that I am capable of change. And I believe people are capable of big changes.
Key thing she said, be willing to say it out loud. Dude, you never know who you might be helping. And believe me, I think you're helping everyone, not only yourself when you say it out loud, when you share your story, because we are all struggling with some sort of demon. I swear we are. I swear we're all addicted to something. And if it's not a drug or alcohol, it's definitely lying, food, lifestyle. I mean, come on now. You know what I'm talking about.
Really? You're going to bring that up right now? We've had a great week. I've already told you that I'm not drinking. I'm shaking because I have a hangover. I'm going through less withdrawals, but I'm not drinking. Try it. Told you. You can't even believe me. All the hard work. It's been a week. Still nauseous, though. Will you do me a favor and just go get the lantern from the deal? We gotta light that before we take them to school. Okay? Yeah, just go and then bring in that other mat too, will you? Yeah, that's cool. I don't care. Just bring that in also. Okay, honey. Are you there? Honey. What? No. I gagged on my drink, actually. No, I'm good.
God bless you, dude. Scott Frieda, thank you for sharing, brother. Thank you so much.
So many fucking great comments. But this one I picked specifically because there's a lot of new people here, and so I do want to explain a little bit deeper into my story about how I got on this path. And that is, my husband and I were alcoholics. He got pancreatitis. He was hospitalized for 4 months. Within that 4 months, he had 8 surgeries. During that time, when he got sent home with a lot of fucking pain meds. And then shortly after that, they pulled them from him. Now, this was back in 2015. Since then, obviously, laws have changed and things have changed. This was like prior to or beginning the opioid crisis. After that happened, he was out on a pain-seeking mission, right? Like a pain relief mission. So we went to the streets, and I went with him. A lot of people are like, how come he didn't go to opiates, like aka like heroin? Why did we do crack? I don't know. We're just kind of upper type of people, and he just wanted to take the pain relief, you know. So that was the route that we took. That was when we got addicted. He ended up overdosing and passing away in 2016. I was clean for 8 months, and then I relapsed for 3.5 years. The first 19 months of that relapse is what happened here to my face, and then I continued smoking crack after that. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of a rundown. Everybody does deserve a second, third, fourth, fifth, 18th chance. Doesn't fucking matter. As long as there's a will, there's a way. I was lost for a while, but I'm here now. So happy to be here. Happy to spread awareness, and love you guys. Hey guys.
God bless you, hun. Dang. We're not fooling anyone but ourselves, guys. Come on. Let's come on with it.
Yourself. What makes you hate yourself? Is it the red shoes?
What?
Is it the red shoes?
No.
Are you sure? Because they're fucking red. Don't you be smiling like that. You'll fuck everything up. You've been so hard on yourself. I love that you have such high standards. But those aren't high standards. That's called perfection. And most people overestimate what they can do in a year, and they underestimate what they can do in 2 or 3 decades. And you haven't been around long enough to have those extra 2 or 3 decades. So don't fuck it up. There's time. And if you'll be a little more loving to yourself, I think you're gonna find you got a lot to give. What makes you...
Dang. And if that's not something that I am realizing, is that I have a lot to give. And so do you. Thank you, Tony Robbins. Thank you so much, brother. My man's been around for a while. God bless you.
3 things to remember if you fight addiction. 1, if you don't let the past die, it won't let you live. 2, rock bottom will actually teach you more than mountaintops ever will. And number 3, you have to be vulnerable. You can't heal what you hide. Here are 3 things to remember if you fight.
Damn. You can't heal what you hide. I'm telling you, man. God, thank you. I'm going to try not to cry on this video, y'all. Because this is too close to home. Been battling this for years, decades. And I'm feeling so good. God bless us.
Anyone who's an alcoholic relates to that, dude. That afterwards, that just holding that in before you could get a chaser in there because you're just drinking the alcohol straight, man. This was my life for 2 years, dude. I was drinking those bottles on the way to work, 99 bananas, man, and the little shooters. And it was one of those that I was the one driving, and I wasn't an alcoholic because I'm just drinking these little bottles. It was like I was microdosing alcohol. That's how sick I was. And as an addict, we are literally that sick. And we will come up with every excuse to drink or to use. And mine was, dude, I got under control. I'm just drinking a little bottle before work, and I would be drinking 10 of those before work. That's what comes in a case. God, man, seeing this just is like, it hits me because I know what it was like, man. I think any addict out there is like, oh, fuck, dude. Because that is the realest of the real right there in your car by yourself, dude, taking shots. I got sober 7/25/17, man. For the ones out there going through it, one day at a time, don't give up. It is worth it. You are worth it. Keep fighting.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
These are uncovered, unmarked marks. For anyone that's gonna say anything, yes, I'm an addict, and yes, I usually cover these with makeup, hopefully with Neosporin and things that they go away. Yes, they're track marks, and yes, I'm an addict. But it doesn't bother me anything negative anybody would have to say about me. Believe me, I've thought it about myself already. So really nothing that can be said to me from a stranger is gonna bother me.
That video of me is from February of 2017. Even my voice is so different. Like the pitch is different. Everything about me now is so different. What's not different is I still don't care what strangers have to say about me or how they feel about me. I learned that it is most important how you feel about you. Back then in February of 2017, I didn't love myself. I didn't respect myself. I didn't fear what I was doing, taking my life. All I was worried about was the next shot and not being dope sick. Once I started participating in my own recovery, it became clear that being an IV drug addict really comes with a different kind, like a different set of triggers. Because like that song says, the scars remind us that the past is real. I have scars on my arms, I had scars on my neck. Even now, I can't. It's still hard to digest that I lived that way every day. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Once you start participating in your own saving, the universe starts participating in your own saving. It kind of matches your effort. So it really is a day one or one day kind of thing. And I say this over and over again because that's kind of the stuff that worked for me. Even now, I'm almost 6 years in recovery this winter. And sometimes I let my past hold my growth hostage to where I have a hard time giving myself credit or a hard time patting myself on the back or a hard time understanding how far I've come because it was a self-imposed issue. And so it's hard, to kind of congratulate yourself for something that you started to begin with. But I'm here to say, recovery is more than just stopping drugs. Recovery is learning who you are. Recovery is unlearning who you used to be. Recovery is learning how to feel again, which for me was like the hardest part of recovery. Like quitting drugs is really, really hard. It's absolutely extraordinarily difficult. But adjusting to feelings and adjusting to emotions again, I think that was like the hardest part for me because it's so easy to get caught up in the wrong side of this. Like you can sit with regret or you can sit with gratitude. You really have to pick one. And I choose gratitude because it's the best attitude. We do recover.
These are uncovered.
Thank you, Courtney. Dang. Oh, man. Beautiful. 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 Even her tone changed. Oh, I'm so looking forward to everything that life has to participate with me now. Oh my God, that hit when she said the universe will match your energy once it knows you're true, you're real, you're honest. God, thank you.
Mama.
What?
Stop.
No.
Okay? She's just taking care of it. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay, baby. Look at Mama. Look here. It's okay. I'm gonna make sure you're taken care of, okay? It's okay. All right? I love you. I love you, baby. You look beautiful today. You always look beautiful, baby. Beautiful and strong. Can you shake your head, Jay? You see me? Can you shake your head, Jess? Huh? Sabrina. You see Mama? Can you squeeze my hand? Can you squeeze my hand? Will you squeeze my hand for me? It'd mean a lot if you would. Feel my hand? Hold your hand. I love you, baby. You tired? You tired? That's our bond.
I couldn't hear what the mom was saying. I hope hopefully you can, but just seeing that gave me chills. And mom, dad, kids, family, friends, everybody, from the bottom of my soul, I apologize for my absence, for my lies, for putting you through any heartache, pain. I am so sorry. My heart goes out to all the families, moms and dads and kids that are going through this. I
I can't do it no more. I should know better by now. I'd rather die than go sick. Gabby, I'm so sorry.
Why is it so far though?
Oh.
No, don't zoom. We'll just come closer. No. I can't do it no more.
Jesus. Oh, I'm sorry. Oof. Courtney. Whatever your name is. I think it's Courtney. God bless you for sharing that. You're so brave. And thank you for your commitment and for inspiring. Ooh, I know I said I wasn't gonna cry. But damn, that one hit. That one hit.
Scariest drugs to withdraw from. The 5 scariest drugs to detox withdrawal from, in my personal opinion, is this. Number 5 is going to be meth. Crystal meth to me is the 5th scariest drug to detox from, because of what it does to your brain and the amount of dopamine that it produces every time that you take a hit of meth. Also, that it puts you in a position that typically when it gets to the point of wanting to get sober, it's almost easier to relapse because you've already isolated yourself from everybody else, and it literally is making you go crazy. You go through a lot of depression, and you can push even more people away than what you're trying to even get as support. So withdrawing from crystal meth on the physical aspect side with the pain, the restless legs, all of that, along with the insanity that starts to go on in your brain, but to me makes it the 5th dangerous drug to withdraw from. Now, number 4 is cocaine. Cocaine itself puts you into massive depression. Again, a massive boost, and I might be a little biased to this because I was a cocaine addict, but it put me into such bad depression that I was not able to replenish my dopamine and get it to level out, that I got to the point that I attempted suicide. And it's actually common for people who are withdrawing from cocaine in massive amounts to attempt suicide because of the depression, because of what it's doing to your brain. And it's one of the hardest detoxes ever because it's not a physical detox, it's all fucking mental. And trying to explain that to people, a lot of people, unless you've been there, don't fucking understand. Now, number 3 to me is, when it comes to everything out there, opiates. Opiates is fucking scary, painful, and that includes heroin, and includes everything, fentanyl, because it bonds and has receptors to your brain. It is not a deadly withdrawal, but it is one of those withdrawals that does put you into just sickness. I mean, you are vomiting, you can't eat, you are constipated, you are in pain, restless legs, hot, cold flashes, all of that. It feels like you are dying. And these withdrawals do subside over time, but again, it is a long withdrawal process, and it continually gets worse as the days go, especially in the very beginning of withdrawals for it. That's why it's so easy for people to relapse, to just end this living nightmare that you're living through, to get it all to go away. And it almost is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde that wants you to relapse so that the pain stops, and it is very, very difficult to. Thankfully, there are things out there like Suboxone that can help you get through the withdrawal phases of it and tapering off of that. Number 2 is benzos. Benzos to me is number 2 because benzos is one of the withdrawals that can kill you, and people don't realize that. It's like Xanax, it's like Ativan. When it comes to benzos affects your central nervous system. Benzos is something that when you get off of it doesn't just affect your brain, it doesn't affect you just mentally, it affects your whole fucking central nervous system to the point that you can end up dying from cardiac arrest. And a lot of times people don't realize that. And the number one, the most dangerous withdrawal is alcohol, because everyone thinks that alcohol is safe, alcohol is cheap, you can get alcohol at the store, why not? But alcohol withdrawals, again, affect your central nervous system, and to the point of anybody who has ever went through any kind of withdrawals with alcohol will tell you, if you go into a hospital and you let them know that you're an alcoholic, you're all of a sudden in ICU, because just quitting alcohol very quickly itself affects it to the point that you go into cardiac arrest and you die. And the worst part is it's fucking legal, and you can go down to the store and just fucking drink and get rid of those shakes. So to me, these are what the 5 most dangerous withdrawals are. Comment below, let me know what you think. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm a little biased, I don't know, but these are 5 of the most dangerous withdrawals that I've ever ran into people going through.
Oof. Yeah, I think addiction is suicide. Even if you're not actually offing yourself, you're killing yourself slowly, man. I realize that. Also, I was addicted to Suboxone, so it took me 5 years to get off of Suboxone, and I started tapering down with eighths of the pill. So the pill's already small, and then I started cutting it up into 8 tiny little pieces. And I started tapering like that. Suboxone is just another drug, man. And it's these doctors and clinics that are offering it, man. I've realized that they don't have most of them don't have an exit strategy, and they don't care. You know what I mean? If you keep going, that's more money in their pocket. If you are struggling with Suboxone right now, holler at me, or find some help. Taper down. Try doing what I did. And you will get off. You will realize how strong an eighth kept me through a whole day. And when I started tapering down, I started realizing how freaking strong Suboxone Subutex is. Ugh.
Addiction is very real, but recovery is very possible. And if you're struggling right now, don't hesitate to reach out.
Another one. Damn. Beautiful, man. It makes me so happy. Man. And so happy I can laugh. I can laugh at the pain. God.
Do you miss being not sober?
Everyone has been affected by the disease of addiction.
The way that I was could not continue. It just needed to be addressed. It was urgent.
It's so much more complicated than what people make it out to be.
It was like that definition of insanity. You do the same shit over and over again, expecting a different result. I was a complete prisoner of my own behavior.
Sipping lean, I was popping pills, I was doing Molly.
Are you an addict?
Yeah.
And what is it you are addicted to?
Alcohol.
And at the end of the day, like, my main objective is, to maintain my sobriety.
That if I do, I'll wind up doing too much.
For sure?
For sure, I can't control it. I don't want to push it again, because when I get that way, my kids don't talk to me, I get a divorce, I'm thrown out of my own band, I lose everything. I mean, that's happened enough times for me to finally realize, you know what, it's not worth it.
Sobriety does not make you immune to the challenges that life presents. It helps you be better equipped to navigate, to overcome the challenges. Love each other, spread the positivity, keep crushing it.
Oof. Yes, sir. Thank you.
He is attaching to me on my back digitally, okay? And I know that you don't believe me, okay? But he's choking me out inside of my body, internally, and it was connected with the fucking something that's under here that's like the back of my deal.
Voice is literally gone from
Dude, I'm telling you, I know it. That's because they're using it to fake out Siri right now.
So pretty. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Look at you all dolled up.
Yeah. I have a hot date in my mind. I'm pretending.
You have done a complete 180, dude. You're so pretty.
Thank you.
I'm so excited to see what you do. How are you feeling today?
I feel pretty good today. I won't mention that I cried all night last night, but...
Why?
Because I just feel like I'm just not that anymore. It's just a phase I'm going through. You can imagine gaining 60 pounds.
You look super good, though. You look really healthy. You look really pretty. You look like Pink. I wonder if we could get Pink to reach out and be like, hey, twin.
What up, twin?
How cool would that be?
I love her. I love her a lot.
If we were like, hey, get Pink in here, guys. Let's get Pink in here to say hi to Mom.
Oh, yeah.
You literally are her twin.
She's way pretty.
4 months ago. Did you ever think that this was going to be possible?
No. I wasn't thinking about that then.
That is honesty if I've ever heard honesty.
It's the truth. I can hardly tell a lie, really. It doesn't come out.
That is very true. And that's what's made this process so easy, truthfully, is the fact that I trust you. You look really stunning. I'm super proud of you.
Thank you for doing my makeup.
I love getting you dolled up and just showing you off, honestly. I do. I love showing you off. You're my mom, and you've done great things, and you're doing great things, and you're going to change people's lives.
God, man.
And I'm just super excited.
Thank you.
All right. Say bye.
Bye.
Oh, dang. My God, that's the beauty of recovery. God almighty, man, I've been missing out. Guys, I'm 22 days clean today. That's nothing. Oh my God, I still have the fear of falling, but I have the strength of the truth. My God, I understand that the truth will set you free. I finally understand what the hell that means, man. I'm so thankful for everyone that is going through these steps, going through this process. Chills.
You be proud, though you think days yuppie. Your funeral was beautiful. I bet God heard you coming. The kids are in town for a funeral, and the grass all smells the same as the day you broke your arm swinging on that kid out on the river. You bailed him out, never said a thing about Jesus or the way he's living. If you could see him now, you'd be proud, but you think days yuppie. Your funeral was beautiful. I bet God heard you coming.
Oh man, God, I'm not crying. I ain't crying.
When you tried heroin for the first time?
I can tell you the first time I tried heroin, I remember it like it was yesterday. Bro, I went to, this is so nuts. This story is fucking great. The end of my first run, like my first run before I go to rehab for the first time, I'm like 10 grand in the hole to a bookie. I owe my drug dealer money. And I kind of talked my dad into paying some of that shit off, went home. Mom came home. She's like, we know what's up. She sent me to rehab for the first time. I go to rehab. I'm married at the time, and I signed this contract in rehab. It says basically like if I get high again, she's gonna leave me. And I woke up one morning, and they talk about this like with alcoholism and substance use disorder. It's like this blank spot that we have. If you would have told me the night before that I was gonna drink the next day, I would have said you were crazy. But I woke up, and it was just like the decision was made. And I drove to a liquor store and bought a flask of like this dirty vodka, and I drank it. And I drove into Camden where I copped drugs there back in high school. Like the dirty ass weed with the stems and the seeds in it. Like, this shit was gnarly. But I remembered how to get to the set all the way back from high school. So it was like third dumpster on the right, you know? So I drive my car in. Sure enough, some dealer comes out. I'm like, what do you got? He had heroin. I bought it for the first time. I put in my car, I drive home. My wife doesn't know that I'm drunk, so I kind of like everything chills out that night. She goes to bed. I put a line out on the table. She comes down. She's like, what are you doing? I start crying. I'm like, I'm about to get high. Still haven't done heroin. Right. She kicks me out. That's the last night I'm ever with her. And then the next day, like, I had some more shit in my car. It's the first time that I try heroin. So that's basically like end of 2010, early 2011, and I ended up getting sober in August of 2011. So for the next 8 months, it was off to the races. Right.
What was that like?
Thank you for sharing, brother. I think he was on The Bachelor, Bachelorette, or something like that. I think he's famous or something. This is my guy, Jordan Peterson.
You tried to quit, you think to hell with it, and every time, 10 minutes before you take your drug, you think to hell with it, and you do that 1,000 times. Well, believe me, the to hell with it circuit, that sucker is strong. And so it's alive, and it's not like it just disappears. It can't. It's you, it's grown in there. Now, you can build another circuit to shut it down, and you can help it decompose across time by not giving it what it wants. But you're going to have to not give it what it wants in all of the multiple contexts that you've already associated with the drug.
Don't give it what it wants. Andrew Huberman, y'all familiar? We find a video on Andrew and the interior cortex of the brain. What it does when you don't give it what it wants. When you refuse to do something you want to do, it's actually very helpful, and it reprograms your brain not only, but it also rebuilds cells. Pretty interesting. Check it.
In every domain of life, we see whether or not it's food or exercise or stimulants or sex or media. If you push things to the max, you're going to feel depleted and understimulated afterwards. And this trough below baseline, as Anna Lemke taught us with Dopamine Nation, that trough is a state that can last a long time. And it's how long? It's proportional to how high that peak in dopamine was. Not how long, but how high that peak in dopamine was. And when you're in that trough, that dopamine depleted state, typically what people do is they try and go out or access things that are going to reactivate the dopamine circuitry, and all it does is drive them further and further and longer into that trough. What's needed is a period of waiting, of non-indulgence in any of these excesses that allows them to return to baseline. We know this from drugs of abuse. It takes more and more drug to try and get what turns out to be less and less of a high. Most all addiction, most all compulsive behavior can be cured, essentially, through a period of abstinence lasting somewhere between 30 and 60 days, which to somebody in every domain of life, we see whether or not it's.
This is a gem, and I think I'm going to leave it here. The anterior mid-cingulate cortex. Listen to Andrew Huberman explain it. This is a gem. Pay attention.
I'm going to share a little neuroscience tidbit, but I think it's one that you'll appreciate. Most people don't know this, but there's a brain structure called the anterior mid-cingulate cortex. As we pointed out before, that's a noun, it's a name, it doesn't mean anything. We could call it the Cookie Monster.
Right.
But what's interesting about this brain area is there are now a lot of data in humans, not some mouse study, showing that when people do something they don't want to do, like add 3 hours of exercise per day or per week, or when people who are trying to diet and lose weight resist eating something.
Right.
When people do anything that they, and this is the important part, that they don't want to do.
Right.
It's not about adding more work, it's about adding more work that you don't want to do.
Yes.
This brain area gets bigger.
Yep.
Now here's what's especially interesting about this brain area to me. And by the way, I'm only learning this recently because it's new data, but there's a lot of it. The anterior mid-cingulate cortex is smaller in obese people. It gets bigger when they diet. It's larger in athletes. It's especially large or grows larger in people that see themselves as challenged and overcome some challenge.
Right.
And in people that live a very long time, this area keeps its size. In many ways, scientists are starting to think of the anterior mid-cingulate cortex not just as one of the seats of willpower,
Right.
but perhaps actually the seat of the will to live.
See, now we're talking.
And when I learned about the anterior mid-cingulate cortex, I was like almost out of my seat. And I've been in the neuroscience game since I was 20.
Now
We're the
we're
same
talking.
age. And I was so pumped because I've heard of the amygdala, fear, prefrontal cortex, it's planning and action. I could tell you every brain area and I teach neuroanatomy to medical students. But when I started seeing the data on the anterior mid-cingulate cortex, I was like, whoa, this is interesting.
Yep.
And all the data point to the fact that we can build this area up.
Yep.
But that as quickly as we build it up, if we don't continue to invest in things that are hard for us, that we don't want to do, that's the part that feels so Gauguin-esque
Yes,
to
sir.
me, that we don't want to do. Like if you love the ice bath, yeah, I love the ice bath, and you go from 1 minute to 10 minutes, guess what? Your anterior mid-cingulate cortex did not grow.
None.
But if you hate the cold water, if you're afraid of drowning and you get into water and put your head under, then your anterior mid and survive, then the anterior mid-cingulate cortex gets bigger. But if you don't do it the next day, or if you do it the next day and you enjoy it, because hey, I did it yesterday, woohoo, happy me, Merry Christmas, as you would
Right,
say.
Merry Christmas.
Guess what? The anterior mid-cingulate cortex shrinks again.
Yep.
I'm gonna share a little
Gem or what? Brand new data. You heard it here first. Psych. Anyway, man. Trying to be vulnerable here and keeping on. I don't want to talk you to death anymore. Hey, God bless you. Thank you so much for listening. Please subscribe. Please comment. Share your story. This video, it was a little hard to do, but I'm so glad I did it. And I don't know. You're going to keep hearing more of this. God bless you. 22 days clean. Lord, thank you so much. My God, in Jesus' holy name, I pray. Thank you, Father. Father, guide us. Illuminate the path, Lord, to recovery and to all the things of your kingdom, Lord. How can we serve you today? Thank you, my ace boom coons. Peace. Stay strong. Stay sober. Do less of what you really want to do, or don't do it at all. Watch your brain and your soul glow and grow. Oof. Powerful. Love it. Thank you.
neuroscience tidbit.